It started with a cough, and it got gradually worse while we were on holiday with my daughter and family. She was diagnosed. She didn't want any fuss, and so it was probably diagnosed later than it would have been. I managed to get her to the doctors, local doctors. Something triggered the nurse, and she contacted the doctor, and the doctor brought us both in and said, "I'm going to send you straight to the hospital." When I came in to visit, expecting to take her home, assuming she had diabetes, so I thought it might have been a diabetes related. The doctor sat us down, and I could see that he was doing his best, but there was a serious look on his face, and he said, "We're a little bit concerned because you might have cancer." When we knew that the treatment wasn't working, and when we knew that what she had was terminal, the day that we knew, that night, she woke me up about 2 o'clock, and she said, and all through her treatment, we had a tea station, I call it, a spare jug, teapot, tea and biscuits. And when she woke up and wanted to talk in the middle of the night, we'd have a cup of tea and have a chat. So I knew it was one of those sorts of meat. And she said, while we were having a cup of tea, she said, "When I'm dead, will you remember me?" And I remember being stood. "No," she said, "don't forget me." And I went, "I couldn't possibly forget you. We'd been married, we had kids, we had grandkids, God knows." We heard that she wasn't going to have any treatment from the hospital. We went back, and she was very quiet. And the telephone went, and it was the contact. I can't remember who it was now, 8 years ago. And I went, "Okay, yeah, she's here." And I put a hand over the phone because I wasn't sure whether she was ready for this. And I said, "It's the hospice. Wanted to make an appointment to come and see you." And she went, and I saw a panicked look in the eyes, and then she went, "Okay." And she came over, handed the phone, and she stood there chatting away the way she chatted to her friends, and then she made the arrangements and said, "Fine, okay, yeah, no problem. I'll see you next," whenever it was, and put the phone down. And I was waiting for her to turn around and burst out crying. But she didn't. And she just relayed what was happening to me, very matter of fact. And we both went down and sat down on the sofa. And I said, "You okay?" And she said, "Yeah, I'm okay." And I don't know what had been said, but the lady here had managed to take somebody on the borderline of panic. And then when we came, I was wary. I was the wary one. Tina bounded in. We were led through. She met the group. She talked to someone. Someone talked to both of us. And then Tina said, "Fine. Can John go now?" And I went, "Okay, spare part." And she said, "If that's what you want." And she said, "You pop off, I'll come in there." And I came in not sure what to expect. But they hadn't finished yet. And it was social time, and all I could hear was laughter. And I went into the room before that because I didn't want to spoil it, like a sitting room next to it, and I could see through the doors. And I remember thinking, this is not what I expected. The car on the way back, she was telling me about the other people, what they'd been doing, and then she came back every week to do stuff. And she used to do watercolour paints at home, and she loved the craft work, and she loved the gossip. So after she died, I was at a loss for remembering how to remember her in the way that would please her. In order to fulfill my promise to her, I look for as many ways as possible to remember her. And the memory tree was the root and branch of that. I've dotted my life since she died with memory flags, but that tree, it's on my phone and everything. that tree is on my phone, and I read the others too. John's is there, and it's just a wonderful way to remember. You're lucky in a way that I'm not here every day just to take another photograph, and that's the way that this place not only cared for Tina, but helps me remember her, because she was always happy here, and since then remembering has not been a problem.